again.
Do you want to do your normal entrance, like do your normal
Hang
intro,
on.
and I'll cut this shit off.
Hang on. See if I can get the glare. Ah, there we go. Look, that looks better. Get rid of some of that glare.
Get rid of that. Get rid of YouTube. Turn that off. Close that window up.
Bring that down a wee bit. There we go. Where's that sun coming from? There.
Up to nice.
What is the normal intro? That glare isn't pissing off, is it? Where is it? Is it there? It's in the back. If I do that. Hello.
Grab something and stuff it in that corner. Yeah, with my jumper. Stuff that behind your head.
Oh, fuck me.
Window.
Cheers. No. No, it's not going to work. It's good enough. That'll do.
Welcome back. We are not in the barber's shop. We are on the road. Beards on the road.
On the road again.
This is our first road trip for 2022.
Yeah. So we're going to try something a little bit different. And I was teasing this like way before we stopped doing the podcast for a while, that I'd like to do some road diaries type stuff. So this is a good one. So we're on our way to my first show of 2022 for UPW.
And my first ever UPW.
And Mad Dog's first ever UPW. So I've been chipping away at the powers that be at UPW for a while, because I've been there and I've been having a hot run as the UPW champ, as the keyboard warrior, and I've been saying, if you ever want to use a tag team, I've got one. Bring the Beards in. I want to bring Mad Dog in. So he gets his shot tonight. So actually, it's in a 6-man tag.
That's
so
right. Yeah.
Us two and a good friend, McCluskey, Mr. Moonsalt, the unique one. And so we're going to do a 6-man tag with a kind of a built-in storyline. But it's nice that what we're looking at is that we can lay the seeds, plant the seeds, lay the foundation for me and Mad Dog to possibly come back as a team later down the line as well.
Yeah, man, because I've already got them asking me about other dates, so
it's
great. So no, I'm really looking forward to it. And UPW, this is one, I would have probably been in UPW with you if I'd come down. I kind of missed my opportunity. Remember, you went down to Big League years ago, and you rang me up and you were like, "Dog, have you got your gear? Can you come down on Saturday?" And I was like, "No, I can't. I can't remember what it was. It was either something to do with the kids, and I couldn't make it." And I think Psycho Phillips came down with you.
Yeah.
And that worked out really well. And I love Philip. I'm really pleased it worked out well for him. But it's always that thing of not being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
I didn't go down. No one saw me. And you had a good run at Big League. You had...
Yeah, no, Big League was massively instrumental. Again, we've talked about this, and it's well documented that they put a lot of stock in me, and they built me up as they're kind of the hardcore icon and the keyboard swinging freak, and that led to just before the first lockdown, the UPW takeover, and there was going to be a kind of a built-in storyline there of me being the kind of the Big League stalwart, coming back for revenge. And I honestly thought that with 2 years away because of the lockdowns and everything and events being kiboshed, that they were going to put that to bed and I might be forgotten about. But when things started back up, they obviously started back up, and it immediately jumped into me versus McCluskey.
Well, yeah, because obviously he swerved on you.
That's it.
In the Big League versus UPW takeover show.
It would have been so easy for them to just abandon that storyline and go somewhere and do a refresh and start from scratch, but they didn't.
Right.
They put the footage up of Jake turning on me and costing Big League and then me coming rushing and pile driving him and nearly costing him his career. And they did the build up, and the payoff match was spectacular.
Oh, that match was great. The footage is out there on that one as well. We'll put a link to the footage actually.
Yeah.
Because that match was incredible.
It's probably some of my best work, and I'll tell you a story about that match in a bit. But in the build up to that, they put the UPW belt on me. I beat Dan McGee in another good match, and so there was this extra kind of extra something behind the match as well. So I'm eternally grateful to obviously Big League, but also UPW and all the guys involved there, and Mark Fry is the promoter of UPW, and the stock that they put in me. I like to think that I reciprocate with the performances that I give. I may not be you know, the highest work rate guy, but what I'll do, what I'm prepared to do to put on a good match.
We always say that we might not be the flashiest or the most indie darling tag team out there, but you'll always get a great show from us.
Yeah,
the matches will always be hard hitting. The crowd will always respond. We'll always get the crowd going.
Whatever we've got on that particular night, you're getting 100% of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, you know, I think they can see that and they appreciate that.
Go on then. So what's this story about?
Well, all right. So obviously, in the build-up to this match, I was training really hard. I was in the gym 4 or 5 times a week. I was doing really well, and then I got really ill. I remember being really ill, and so in that final week, that final little bit of a push, I had to slow down in the gym. I was feeling really rough. I had to kind of take it a bit easy. And then I remember 6 a.m. of the day of that show, I woke up in bed, literally convulsing, like shaking my tits off. And my missus was like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" And I was like feverish, you know, like sweat pissing off me, but I felt cold. I was shivering. She was like, "You're not going to be able to go. Like you're seriously ill. You have some sort of like chest infection. You're on your ass." And I was like, "I'm going." And she was like, "But you look at you." And I was like, "Just bring me all of the Lemsips." And I literally just like caned so much medication that day, just numbed myself to the point of like zombified. And I remember I was driving. And
Down this road,
probably down this exact road, exactly. And I felt sick, and I hadn't eaten that day because I was feeling really bloated, because I hadn't been in the gym as much, and I'd been eating crap food because I was poorly. And I told myself, I'm not going to overeat today because I want to be looking all right for the match. But I said, where I pumped my body full of so much cold and flu meds, my stomach was like rotting, and I was like, okay, we're gonna have to pull over. And I got some food and I felt a little bit better, but I got out for that match, and I you can see like my bag, the huge bags under my eyes, and my skin is kind of pasty, and it's this huge opportunity, and I'm like, I'm going for it. I'm gonna do this match come hell or high water. And somehow we got through it, and it was good, you know. It was pacey.
It's amazing, isn't it, when you can have a cold, you can have a bad back, you have a bad knee, you have a bad arm or shoulder or something, but as soon as you're stood at Gorilla, behind that curtain, your music kicks in, you step through, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's a different world. You're in a different zone. You're in a different land. There's a job to be done.
Yeah, adrenaline has got a lot to do with it, and I don't think anyone that saw it live would have known any different, but people that know me would know that I was off my game. You know, they would look at that and go,
off your game and have that match, because that match was off its tits. So be off your game and have that match is amazing.
I'm massively proud of it, and again, there's that you could see at the end, and there's this kind of like, you could see like, oh god, we made it, and I survived, and I haven't passed out. It was incredible. And not only was I feeling ill, literally at the halfway mark of that match, I picked up an injury. So I did the big moonsault to the outside and really badly rolled my ankle, like kind of got it trapped underneath me, I think, and it's sort of stuck behind my arse. So my leg's gone back, my ankle's gone back, and I've put my full arse weight on top of my ankle, and I felt it go clunk, like in 3 very distinct clicks. And I stood up and I was like, oh, and you get that warmth, like a rush of blood to the area, and then it starts to feel a bit numb, and you're like, this is going to suck tomorrow, but I can get through this. And I managed to get through it. So I'm feeling ill. And again, if I hadn't already pre-pumped my body full of painkillers and cocodamol and all the rest of it, I don't think I would have been able to. But I was like pre-fucked.
This is why I let you do all the stupid shit.
Oh man, but yeah, it was great, and it was one of those matches that I will show my kids when I'm older, and I'll be eternally proud of it.
Yeah, man.
But so when we're on our way for a 6-man tag,
so
which is actually kind of like a night off for me, like considering I've been doing these main events, because following that I wrestled the undefeated Max Castle.
Yeah.
And again, wasn't feeling great. Got a bad shoulder, and I picked up that bad shoulder in a ladder match with Simon Miller. Take a big fucking...
That match was off his tits as well, actually. It was a small show, but that was a good match.
Again, different type of match, I think. Completely different. But it was a pleasure to do it. But I think I tweaked my shoulder taking a hip toss off the ladder through a table. And I've always had problems with this shoulder ever since I did we did the RCWA tag where I tore it.
Yes.
And even predating that, this shoulder has been a weak point, and I often get knots, like muscular knots, underneath the shoulder blade there.
Right.
So originally when I did it, I thought that was what it was, just a muscular knot of some description. And I was, massaging it and, doing my usual bit. But it hasn't gone away. And actually that was back in November, and now we're talking January, and over time it's just gotten worse, and it feels stiff, and now I can hear like clonking and clicking in there, and I've had to start wearing a shoulder support and all the rest of it. So I went into the match with Max Castle, and I was off my game there as well, because this was hurting. But we did all right. It was a big boy, back and forth, kicking the crap out of each other type match. So the fact that there's 5 other guys to share the weight with tonight is kind of a relief.
Yeah, man. It's nice. We always say this about tag team wrestling. It's great when you tag because there's someone to share the load with.
Yeah.
And it's not like everyone has a bad day, but when you've got a tag partner, you've got someone to travel with, you've got someone to tag with, you've got someone to pick up the slack in the match if you need them to. So, I'm a big advocate. We've talked about this before a lot of times. I'm a big advocate for tag team wrestling. I think it's, if you're listening or watching this and you're thinking, I want to get into wrestling, how do I get started? Tag team wrestling is a great way to do it. You get someone to travel with, you get a brother to train with, someone to bounce ideas off of, help you pick up your game. We're always doing things better because we're trying to impress each other.
Yeah, and we always have a pre-ramble before we start recording, and we've been in the car for about an hour already, just chatting and shooting the shit.
Yep.
And we've already started talking about, like 2022, what we're going to do differently. What can we do this year to, establish ourselves even more? The little things like, the Undertaker's called the Madonna of wrestling because he's reinvented himself ever so slightly every now and then just to stay in vogue. And that's what we've been chatting about. What can Mad Dog add to his look to elevate it, and so that, because the Beards and the Keyboard Warrior has always been 2 separate entities. Like, I will be called that, but I won't come out with the giant sword and the armor and that. There are companies now that are looking to book us together, but they want me to come out with all the accoutrements. So how does Mad Dog accent himself
without copying it?
Yeah,
because that's not my thing.
No. So we're not going to give too much away because it's a work in progress, and we kind of want to see things, and debut them in the right way. But those conversations are going down, and we've both said that we've set targets for this year, that we want to be busier than we've ever been. We want to be working.
Yeah, and not just busier than we've ever been, but busier working for a broader spectrum of companies.
Yeah, absolutely. We've reached out, and actually a few people have approached us, which is nice. So that's starting to happen, which is great.
We've got we totally want to go and work for some of the guys we worked for last year. Like, it was absolutely amazing going and working for the Knights and working for
WOW was
great
incredible.
To go and work for them again.
Yeah. We've got CXW, their April Fool's Day thing booked in. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah, we are.
Obviously we're going to do KWEs and the Quality Wrestling one. We got another match against one of our favourite teams to go against, the Vicious and Delicious.
And we're bringing in some trainees to give them a bit of an opportunity to experience working with some more experienced guys.
Yeah.
And we really like doing that. That's one of our things we really enjoy.
I've
giving
that.
Trainees and people coming up, giving them an opportunity, and not just a match where you beat them up, but a match where you give them some experience of working the kind of style of shows and matches that they're going to have to go and do when they go out there on the road.
I get a kick out of giving people a match that they didn't think they were capable of yet. And they come back and go, that's the best match I've ever had so far.
I can't believe we did this, or I can't believe I managed to not botch that.
Yeah, exactly. They'll go on and they'll have many, many better matches, but that first kind of confidence boosting match of letting them realise they can do more than they ever, at that stage they thought they could. That I get a kick out of that. 2022, bring it on. Like, we're both super game. I'm nursing this shoulder thing, but I'm doing all the things right. I've been going to Cairo. I've got physio lined up. I'm going to sports massage.
And are you still training? Are you still getting?
I still get to the gym. I'm going to be honest. I'm disappointed because over Christmas and with the injury and not going to the gym, I did put on some of the weight that I lost. So I'm gutted about that. But like we've always said, you draw a line in the sand, you start again. So this week I've been doing, I've been trying protein shakes and meal replacement shakes at work and things. That seems to be working really well for me.
Okay.
I don't feel quite so bloated when I'm doing that. I've been going to the gym, lowering the weights so that I'm not putting too much strain on my shoulder, but
Good.
upping the reps.
Yep.
And I enjoy that. And also, like I said before Christmas, I'm now kind of in my mindset of building for conditioning and being able to go harder and longer for, you know. So that all plays into that as well. So yeah, I'll keep nursing this. I'll keep, you know, I don't want to do too much to jeopardize it. I want it to get better, but
that's the balance. That's the balance, isn't it? Especially when you're carrying an injury, you can't let it all go because you feel like you destroy that hard work that you've done.
Yeah.
But you can't go in too hard because you'll hurt yourself more.
Yeah.
Now, I'm lucky. I'm not carrying any serious injuries. My back's still a little bit tweaky, but it's not too bad at the moment. But I'm not carrying any serious injuries. So I've, as always, you know, we've talked about this before. I'm the gym bunny out of us. So like I haven't let that, you know, I'm hitting that really hard. And actually, I weighed myself this week for the first time in like fucking forever. Right? I stopped weighing myself ages ago. And I was really worried because we did all that big push last year. I lost like 14 kilos last year. And I thought, well, I'm going to have piled it all. Because the thing about weighing yourself is what's measured changes. So when you stop measuring it, when you stop logging it and keeping an eye on it, you don't know if it's going to change the right way. In fact, what will probably happen is it will drift out the wrong way, right? So I was really worried. I pulled the scales out of the bathroom cupboard this week, put some fresh batteries in them, and jumped on them. And I wasn't empty either. It wasn't an empty weigh. It was like middle of the day. I'd had my oats. I'd had like a couple of bottles of water. So it wasn't a fully empty weigh-in. And I do prefer to weigh in when I'm testing my weight. I prefer to do it like completely empty. But I'm holding steady. I haven't put any weight on. I haven't lost any more, but I'm holding on at 130, which is still 14 kilos lighter than when we started.
Yeah.
And I'm, you know, a little victory. I feel like I've got a little victory there, a little win. So yeah, like I'm dead chuffed. I'm dead proud of that. And in the gym, I've been really working really hard the last, like, I knew this was coming up, a bit like you and Jake. I knew today was coming up. I really wanted to come to today, like, on all cylinders, looking great, feeling great. So the last 3 weeks, I've actually shifted my workouts a little bit. And I can't say, in all honesty, I've been staying away from all the heavy weights, because it's not my style, you know me. I get in the gym and I see the 60s and I see the deadlift bar and I go a bit mental. But my programming, most of what I do on the cycle I'm on at the moment, has been lower weight, higher rep, higher tut, keeping the time under tension, higher ROM. Because when the weights are lower, you can focus in on the movement more. Mm-hmm. So I've been really focusing on that. And you know, I've had a couple of days where I felt really terrible. And there's another great thing about having a tag partner and a good friend that you do this stuff with, is I then send you a message or a picture. Yeah. I'm like, oh man, I feel terrible. I feel like shit. I look like shit. I feel fat. And then, you know, it's a nice little boost for your mate to say, mate, you don't look fat, you look fucking great.
Yeah.
Fuck me, Jesus Christ, you're looking fucking swole. And it's that little tiny boost to you, and it is a boost to your ego, but it's that little boost you think, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm not gonna give up.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep going, keep slogging away. And you know, so anyway, we're on the road. I have made 2 mistakes driving now. We need to be there by 2, and we're now about 15 minutes over schedule. So I'm going to put the foot down a little bit. This was just meant to be a quick, short catch up. This is Beards on the road. We're going to try and do a little bit like this every time we go out on the road. We'll turn the camera on. We'll shoot the shit.
We're going to try and catch a little bit when we get to the venue, and when we bump into some of the lads, if the opportunity arises where it's not too intrusive, we'll put the camera on and we'll try and have a chat with them, and cobble this together into some sort of an episode for you.
Yeah, and we'll start trying to deliver a little bit more content again. We've got some ideas of how to change our content. I've pitched some ideas today to Carl, where we start producing more content, but it's shorter clips. So watch this space. We're not forgotten. Not abandoned. We're still around. We're still going to keep producing footage and still keep producing content for you. This might get slapped in after we've done some interviews with some people, so bear with me on the editing. I'm going to edit this together later, so you might be getting this message about us carrying on and doing more road footage after we've talked to some of the guys backstage. But guys, thanks very much for watching and listening. Any feedback, as always, please give us the feedback. And you know what to do. You've got to like and subscribe, right?
Chop those buttons.
You've got to really chop it. Do that for us now. You can find us on Patreon. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. Obviously, we're here on YouTube. Have a great day. Keep watch out for all our footage.
It's Car Atlas! Your opening comment is scheduled for football. The giving way to the ring. From Watford in Hampshire, is the UPW champion, the keyboard warrior, Car Atlas!
Oh, he's waving somebody here. I know he said it was a six-man tag. I think Atlas isn't alone tonight. Oh, it's MADDOG Quinn! The Beards are here tonight!